Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Now, yes, I have not uploaded for quite a while, but I've got quite a lot on my plate right now, and I am trying to upload as much as I can while doing life things. So I really greatly appreciate it. If you guys are watching this, we're gonna go through like a one-take little match preview because Chelsea play Malmo tomorrow night in the Champions League, and it's gonna be a big test actually. You might think Malmo, Swedish team, lost both their games in our group so far. The last team Chelsea needs to play in our group. But we did lose to Juventus last time out in the Champions League. And if we somehow manage to slip up, maybe they nick a draw or they even nick a win, then it would put us in a very bad position. I would put Juventus in the driving seat, as you would expect them to beat Zenit, who have also looked solid this Champions League campaign so far. So there are no room for errors, but there's never any room for errors in professional football, especially at the level Chelsea are at. So we're going to be going through the injuries, my predicted lineups, and then my predictions at the end. But starting off, Chelsea's last game, we beat Brentford 1-0 in the end, and to be honest, it was a bit of a dodgy one, I can't lie. Maybe we didn't deserve the 1-0 win. I mean, Edouard Mendy was incredibly clutch. He came in with a number of magnificent saves, kept us in the game. There were goal line clearances from Trevor Chalobah, and then we ended up being the more clinical side with Ben Chilwell ending up scoring another. And he's like mastered the art of volleys. Can I just say, Ben Chilwell, take a bow son. But Lukaku wasn't really fit. He was fit, but he wasn't firing as we'd expect him to. To be honest, there's been one game where I've really been impressed with Romelu Lukaku and said that's why he came in for £100 million. That was his first game against Arsenal. Was that his first game? Yeah, it was, because he scored in 14 minutes. That was the first one where I was like, oh my goodness, we've got a baller on our hands, and signing this player for that amount of money was 100% worth it. Now we did come in clutch with a goal against Zenit, the header in the end. And he has scored a couple of other goals here and there, especially against Aston Villa. He was very good that day, to be honest, as well. But I've not really been super impressed. But in Thomas Tuchel's press conference, he mentioned Romelu Lukaku. He got asked about him, and he did say publicly that he believes Romelu Lukaku is tired, mentally and physically. It is draining playing football at the top of the level. Not at the top level, not that I would know. But playing for Belgium, back to Chelsea, back to Belgium, flying across different countries, it must be very draining mentally and physically. So he did say he is tired, and what do you do when you're tired? You have a break. So I think there's a little bit of foreshadowing in there that Thomas Tuchel may rest Romelu Lukaku for this Champions League match. Now, injuries and suspensions. To be honest, actually, we'll talk about Brentford a little bit longer. So Kovacic, Kante, and Ruben Loftus-Cheek with the midfield three that started. I thought Loftus-Cheek was very good once again. He's so good at just getting out of trouble, similar to Kovacic. And Kante, he was solid as well, but Brentford pressed high. They did a good job in the end, and they were unlucky to lose that game. They were unlucky to lose that game. They probably didn't deserve to be on the receiving end of the loss, even though neither team really played badly. Like I said, Lukaku wasn't super persuasive. Mason Mount didn't start, I don't think. No, I probably should know that. I don't think he did start. I think it was Werner. Yeah, it's Werner. Werner and Lukaku up top. No Havertz in the starting 11 either. Chilwell started, got his goal. Reece James came off the bench. Rudiger was injured, so Trevor Chalobah and Malang Sarr started together. Malang Sarr actually had a solid game. I don't think he had as good as game as some people are making out, but he had a solid game in the end. And then Christensen in the middle, and Mendy, that magnificent man, Edouard Mendy, in net, who came in very clutch. Sorry, I'm just watching the Champions League games. Good save. Anyway, we'll get onto the injuries, and there is quite a big bit of news. We have just the one injury. It is good. It is a great sight. No, or it's not a great sight when we have an injury, but it's one. recent weeks we've had tons, but it's now one. And it's Christian Pulisic, still not recovered from the ankle injury he picked up on international duty. But that means Tony Rudiger's back, who I think would have, he always has a huge impact on our defence. As soon as he's at the team, we look like conceding against Brentford. That means Ziyech is back in contention. Reece James came off the bench, but he's ready to start. Kante's fully fit to start. Oh, it is good. It is good times ahead. So, pretty much just starting 11 is anyone. We've got a full squad pretty much, other than Pulisic, who I don't know would be getting into the starting 11 anyway. We don't know. Still, oh, it's 2-1 now to the RB Leipzig. Wow, interesting. Right, so now getting into my starting 11. Hopefully this is going to work well. I mean, I did just screw this up. So now hopefully it should work a little bit better. In goal, we've got none other than Edouard Mendy. Obviously kept us in it against Brentford. There's no real competition for Mendy at the moment. Kepa's not getting in the team anytime soon. Bettinelli's not getting in the team anytime soon. And even though, what am I talking about? Even though Mendy's one of the best keepers in the world, and there's no denying that. So it's pretty obvious choice to start Edouard Mendy in net for this Champions League game. Now, as the back three, I have gone with none other than Tony Rudiger returning to the team, Thiago Silva in the centre, and captain Cesar Azpilicueta at right centre back. Now, the experience brought from Thiago Silva and Azpilicueta will definitely help solidify this defence, as we did look like conceding against Brentford, which is something we have not seen in a while. Well, I mean, we don't always look like we're conceding, and in that game we did. Also, the return of Tony Rudiger. I mean, Malang Sarr didn't do a bad job against Brentford, but he didn't do a terrific job. I feel like people are kind of overhyping him. The fact that he was free and maybe he didn't play as well as people are kind of making it out to look like. But the return of Rudiger will be huge for Chelsea. I think he is obviously one of the best defenders in the world right now. A lot of people agree with me. And we move into the right wing back position. And we also see a return of a right wing back, Reece James. Reece James obviously came off the bench against Brentford, and it is good to see Reece James back, because of having Cesar Azpilicueta back at right centre back gets the best out of him, and Reece James at right wing back, that gets the best out of the whole right hand side really. And it's full of ours right now. Oh, another one. And we move back onto the left wing back position, and for me this is an obvious choice. It's got to be Ben Chilwell. I mean, he scored 3 goals in his last 3 games, I just figured out talking to myself a second ago. That is mental for a left wing back. Scored in his England debut against Andorra. Scored against Palace. Was it Palace? No, it wasn't Palace. Southampton. And then scored against Brentford. Crazy. So 3 goals in the last 3 games. Alonso didn't do bad for Spain. It was Chilwell who got the winner in the end against Brentford. So that is who I'm starting at left wing back. And in the middle, we have got Jorginho and Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Now, this is an interesting one. This was a tough decision with every single midfielder back. We could go with 3 midfield again, but I'm not always super sure on it. I don't know if it really... I feel like we get the best out of the team when we play the 2 in the pivot and then the 3 up top. Otherwise, we've literally just relying on the 2 strikers to get all of our goals, which is not really ideal. Now, I have brought Jorginho back as he has not played for Chelsea in a while. I've realised that he's not played for Chelsea in the midfield for quite a long time, actually. And it is, I think, he is a great player and he's due to be back in the team. And next to him, I've gone with Ruben Loftus-Cheek, because what has Ruben Loftus-Cheek deserved? What has he done to deserve to be dropped? I mean, personally, he's better than Kovacic in the last game, and in my opinion, Kante as well. So what has he done to deserve to be dropped? I mean, Sal's not getting in the team anytime soon, neither is Ross Barkley. So Loftus-Cheek and Jorginho make up my midfield pivot. And then we move into the front 3, who are, I spoke about this earlier, not Lukaku. Lukaku's not there. Now, I've gone with Timo Werner on the left, Mason Mount on the right, and Kai Havertz up top. Now, this was the front 3 we played at the end of last season and won the Champions League with. Nice to remember that little one. Mason Mount, he is back in the team for me. I think he's a must for this game. Timo Werner, get some confidence back in him. I know we've said this multiple times, but playing against a team against Malmo, with all due respect, that should be a team he's scoring against. And if he's still getting the same chances he's getting, especially after his goal-scoring form for Germany, and just before the international break for Chelsea, he got that nice little goal at the end, the winner in the end, or the second of the three. But it was the winner, technically. Werner, I think, deserves to be there, and it will be a good little game for him to play up against the Malmo centre-halves. Give them a troubled time with his pacing behind. And then lastly, Kai Havertz, who I'm playing as kind of the false nine up front, like we saw at the end of last season, instead of Lukaku, to give Lukaku a rest. Havertz can do just as good a job there. And I'm excited for this game to see if I've got any of these right. Probably not, because I seem to always get them wrong. But we'll have to see. Anyway, like the video if you enjoyed it. As always, subscribe if you're new around here. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.